Most people think they can't sell. That's not really true. They were never supposed to be the ones selling. And every time they got ghosted, it wasn't aimed at them. It was aimed at being handed a job that, quite frankly, the system should have been doing in the first place. Give me the next few minutes. I'm going to show you why the ghosting was never actually about you and the exact shift that gets people responding instead of disappearing the second that conversation gets real. If you want the exact tool that shows you what to say instead, so you're never the one pitching or explaining or convincing, then it's called From Cold to Sold, 5 messages to the sale. You paste in what a prospect said and it hands you back the right reply. Go ahead, just drop sold in the comments. I'll send it over to you. My name's Scott, 5 restarts, 1 breakthrough. In every video, I'll give you one idea that led to that breakthrough. Here's the belief that's kept so many people stuck. They have the belief that if I could just get better at selling, at closing, handling objections, not sounding like I'm selling, people would respond. So they practice their pitch, they rehearse the follow-up, and it just goes quiet because it's so easy for people to ignore you these days. But it's not because they got worse at it, it's because getting better at pitching was never really the fix. And it wasn't until I realized that I was never meant to sell a product. I was only meant to get people to the next step in the process. That's when my business really took a leap forward. So right now, if this is you, you're probably still doing the thing that's not working. You're writing longer messages, adding more value up front, trying to out-explain the objection before it even comes up. Or you've gone the other direction and just stopped posting anything that could be read as a pitch at all. Because the last few times it went so quiet and that silence, it hurt more than it really should have, right? Here's why. You were never supposed to carry that whole conversation. Diagnosing why someone's past attempts failed, handling their specific objections, making the case for why this time it's going to be different. That's not a get better at talking problem, that's a system problem. And when a person tries to manually do what a system was supposed to do, it's exhausting for you and it feels like being sold to for them. Nobody wants that. That's what the silence is really all about. I learned that people weren't ghosting me. They were just really hiding from me trying to get them to make a decision that they weren't really ready to make yet. Here's the minimal DM handoff, the shift that gets you out of the closer's chair entirely. Step 1 is just stay warm, stay human, be yourself, build rapport. When someone responds to your content, you're not explaining or convincing. You're just being a real person, having a real normal conversation. That's it. That's your entire job in this step. Step 2 is to hand it off. Do not hard sell. Instead of trying to close the conversation yourself, you route it to the system. The part built to actually diagnose what's going on and answer objections with real numbers, not guesses. Step 3 is then to let that system do the heavy lifting. The prospect experiences it firsthand. Their actual objections getting handled. Their specific, why didn't the last thing work question getting answered. That's the proof. Not because you convinced them, because they actually watched it happen. They saw it firsthand and they experienced it. So this system was based on years of experience from people who have sold millions of dollars of products. And it works because it stops asking you to be something that you were never supposed to be. Now, you can absolutely keep refining your sales pitch, keep practicing your close. And some people make that work through sheer repetition, but when the diagnosing and objection handling happens somewhere else, it's taken out of your hands, somewhere built specifically to do just that, then you get to just be the person who was warm and human at the start of the conversation. And that's a job that really anyone actually can do well. So if you want From Cold to Sold, the tool that hands you the right reply instead of just leaving you to figure it out, drop sold below and I'll send it your way. You can literally paste in the next message someone sends you and know exactly what to say back. And it's not because you got better at selling it, it's because you stopped trying to do a job that was never yours. And the silence you've been bracing for, it starts happening a lot less because you're not the one being pushed against anymore. I'll see you in the next video.